All right, what is up, everybody? This is Zach Zacharias. We are back again with more of GTA 5. Let's go ahead and continue because we do have a Strangers and Freaks available for Michael. And as you can tell, I've done quite a bit of work lately. You know, purchasing properties and all that. I bought all the garages for the respective characters. I bought all the properties. The ones that are character specific and also ones that aren't, but what I think fits the characters best. Now, the one I'm heading up to is the Sonar Collections dock, which can be purchased by any character, but only Michael can do the Strangers and Freaks that spawns there.
This is total bullshit.
Okay, and it looks like I have one of the property management missions here, so yeah, I've spent quite a lot of money on like vehicles, properties, upgrading all the weapons, stuff like that, buying all the vehicles and for the boats, for the boat garages, planes, stuff like that. And I still have well over $1 billion, so even though, so yeah, going for the full $2 billion isn't really worth it, but you still want a lot of money because the golf club property in particular is $150 million.
Get back here! No way!
So yeah, as you can also tell, I got a bunch of the weapons. I upgraded all of them. I got even the Yusuf Amir luxury finish on them. And I still am well over $1 billion. But because stuff like the golf club is so expensive, you probably want to go for the full $1 billion anyway, just to be on the safe side. And something I haven't done in the Let's Play is do any of the friend activities and stuff like that. Only because I was mainly focused on, storyline. And I do recommend only buying all the properties and all that, friend hangouts after you complete the main storyline anyway. So you're not getting like a bunch of like phone calls and missions while you're playing through the storyline. The only things I recommend buying while the storyline is going on is the Los Santos customs.
You got lucky, buddy.
And because Franklin will get a little money from that, and also can do his upgrades on his vehicles for free. Trevor and Michael can't do that unless Franklin somehow manages to get their vehicles. Yeah, the Sonar Collections dock is fine to buy because you're not going to get management missions during that. And of course, the garages are okay to buy. But especially early on, you do still want to be conservative with money, especially if you don't have enough to buy like stuff immediately. So don't go crazy with money at all. Only go crazy with money if you're in a position of luxury like I am, having over $1 billion for each character pretty much. Because yeah, none of them have gone below $1 billion with all the stuff I bought, which is crazy. Crazy to me, but still cool. But again, make sure you don't buy like all the properties, because you will get calls for property management missions. And that stuff would get tedious during the main storyline, especially when you're just trying to get through that. But here's one of the cars I purchased online. Be selective on buying cars, because you only get like 4 spaces for cars in your garage. So yeah, that was the one mistake I made, is that I thought I could store like every single car in the garage, but I can't. But that being said, as far as like the helicopters and the I wanted Strangers and Freaks. But that said, as far as the helicopter garages, the boat garages, and the airplane hangars, stuff like that, you can pretty much buy all the stuff at the dock. All the stuff on the site's just fine, and they'll all be purchased for you to select. But the garages, if you buy one garage for each character, then it's only 4 space cars, except if it's special vehicles. So yeah, be selective with what you buy, but I do have a great car for Michael here.
I'm sorry about that.
But yeah, I like having a billion now, thanks to the stocks and all that, because now I'm in a position of where you pretty much are at in GTA 4. You have enough, you end up with enough money to where you can get through the whole game just fine without having to worry about needing money. But again, until you get to that point, be conservative with your money in GTA 5, because they will not be generous to you early on. But let's go check out this Strangers and Freaks here.
Can you help me?
Hello.
Hello. Thank God you stopped. Were you a fan of Frank Mathers?
Frank Mathers. The TV guy who used to do the shows about space until he became obsessed with undersea exploration? No, not a huge fan.
Frank was my husband.
By not a huge fan, I mean, not a huge fan as much as a fanatic.
He was a cruel and heartless man.
Well, like I said, I was not a huge fan.
But I loved him.
Didn't he leave his sick wife and 5 kids to run off with you?
We loved each other.
I'm sure he did.
And I'm penniless. Now, more or less. Well, Frank's submarine broke apart while he was trying to save the San Andreas White Shark. But his body was never found.
You know, people thought someone tampered with the airlocks.
That's an outright lie. That was never proven. I love Frank, and Frank loved me, which is why we invested so much money in life insurance. If we could just prove that Frank was dead and that the airlocks weren't tampered with, I would sleep so much easier.
I bet you would.
I'll make it very worth your while.
Guess I could take a look.
A dinghy is now available at the marina. The property is searched for the missing submarine pieces. Oh, by the way, one way you can get up lung capacity, because I do have all my stats maxed out for all my characters except for Trevor. He still needs to get driving and special up, but I do have Franklin and Michael maxed out. One way to get lung capacity up is find a dinghy, and then because you automatically equip the scuba suit and dive into the water with it, and just stay in the water and you'll get lung capacity up. Now, as far as the Strangers, how many submarine parts are there? I'm not even sure if I want to... I'm not sure if I will do this in this one part, but... "30 pieces and they are everywhere." Yeah, I think I'm gonna I'm gonna do this on my own, and then I'll show you all the ending to the Stranger and Freak, this ending of Stranger and Freaks whenever I can. So yeah, let me get to work on that then. All right, what is up? We're almost at the last submarine piece now. Honestly, this wasn't as tedious as I thought it would be, since they do basically guide you to where all the wreckage sites are, and at least this is only 30 pieces instead of 50 or 100 or 200. Ugh, God forbid we have to collect like 200 of those just for a big quest like that. The only real danger I've seen is possibly being around these sharks, but even then, not that bad. I don't know if the sharks attack you or not, but I guess they can.
Hello?
So, I think I got the pieces from Frank's sub.
You did. That's wonderful news. Can you meet me back on the pier at Polito Cove?
I can, but the thing is, well, I'll tell you in person.
I wonder what, Alright, well, let's head back over there. So yeah, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be as far as a collectible. I probably could have done a whole segment of me collecting those. But I will go ahead and put a guide in the comment section if you do want to see where exact locations are. But really, it's not that hard at all. Find where stuff is. I think the only real danger you have during it is that shark, but even then, I don't think the shark is really that much of a threat anyway. I kind of want to just go ahead and go right to land here and steal a car. I mean, I don't mind using this to get back there, but I'd much rather use a car.
So glad to finally have a day off.
I say, do you?
Now, just as a reminder, depending on the... Stranger and Freaks overall is not required for the 100%, so you don't have to worry about it actually completing it if you don't want to. But I still wanted to show you all it anyway, because I'm actually new to it myself. I've never actually completed it before myself, and I wanted to go ahead and cover it. By the way, similar to GTA 4, you can go into your settings and go to profile, and then you can actually select sleep mode if you want to do things uninterrupted. Of course, unlike in GTA 4, you won't get like phone calls from like friends or acquaintances frequently anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But if you are in the middle of something, you can go ahead and turn that on any you want.
Shit!
I mean, that's mainly for the main storyline, but even then, we're pretty much done with the storyline, so I'm not really worried about any, like, further phone calls anyway. As far as, like, that is concerned. I mean, I'll still get phone calls because I purchase properties and stuff like that, but that's not that big of a deal otherwise. But I guess if you wanted to try 100% completion during the storyline, I guess you can do it that way. But even then, I think you're fine to just you're fine to just go for 100% completion after you complete everything, because you definitely do not have to get everything done in like one sitting or anything like that. Right, so she's gonna be just down here. I wonder what Michael has to tell her in person, though.
I've been waiting so long for this day.
Hey, I found it. Well, here's the good stuff.
You precious, precious man.
Yeah, but I gotta tell you, I think the airlocks were tampered with.
No, that's just normal wear and tear. It may surprise you to learn that along with being a beautiful, finely put together woman, I am also an expert in nautical engineering and glass degradation.
Yeah, but I mean, look, it's... Oh. Looks like Frank tried to scratch a message in with his last dying breath. It says, someone tampered with the airlocks.
How can that be? My poor Frank. It must have been his ex-wife. Very bitter woman.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything about that. I'm not a detective, you know, but something doesn't ring true here.
No, I know. The police are in on it. I'm going to take this to the FIB. They'll know what to do.
Yeah, well, that's your business. Hey, whoa! Said you're gonna make it worth my while.
Yes. This should be plenty for your time and discretion.
It's $10.
Here's a signed photo of Frank. He was a lovely person. You would have been great friends. He loved his fans. I've got to get going to the FIB, I mean.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Well, at least you keep the $10.
You're clearly unstable!
Oh, get back here. You basically made me do all that just for...
You're not thinking this through!
Making me do all that. Trying to rip me off. By the sounds of it, it sounds like she murdered her own husband. What do you mean going to the FIB? Hey, get out of here with that. Damn, you crazy. Okay, well that was the conclusion of that Strangers and Freaks for Michael. So, at least he got $10 out of it, but I'm not sure if it was worth it anyway. So, yeah, by the sounds of it, it sounds like she murdered her own husband and was... Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me. Anyway, that's going to do it for this part.